My best friend betrayed me, so I became his stepfather just to ruin his life. I was 17 when I learned what betrayal really feels like. Not the loud kind, not the punch you in the face and move on kind, but the quiet, heavy kind that sticks to your bones like wet cement and poisons every single memory until even the good ones rot. It started with Ryan, my so-called best friend since we were 9 years old, inseparable dumb dares sleepovers covering for each other in fights if I had pizza. He got half. If I was Mario, he was Luigi. We were brothers. No blood needed. Then there was Emma, my first real girlfriend, smart, sarcastic, the kind of girl who made you feel like the world wasn't such a bad place. We were together for almost a year. She told me she loved me. I believed her with everything I had until one Friday night I walked into Ryan's house unannounced. Like always, front door was open, his mom wasn't home, I headed upstairs, heard laughing hers, his then silence, then noises. Not the kind you ever want to hear from the people you trust the most. The bedroom door was cracked open enough for me to see her necklace on his nightstand, the same one I gave her for our anniversary clothes on the floor, their shadows moving. I didn't scream, didn't cry, didn't even leave. I just stood there, frozen, letting it all sink in. Something inside me broke that night, but it didn't shatter. It sharpened. I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to throw punches because fists fade, bruises heal, but some things can hurt forever. The next day I walked back into Ryan's house like nothing happened. His mom, Lisa, was struggling to fix the broken dryer. I offered to help. Got it working in 10 minutes. She smiled, called me more useful than her own son. That's when the idea was born. Lisa was 40, divorced, overworked, barely noticed by Ryan, unless he needed money or a ride. But me, I remembered her birthday, her favorite wine, how she liked her coffee, 2 sugars, no cream. I started visiting more, helping around the house, offering to run errands, checking in on how she was holding up one night. She opened a bottle of wine. We sat on the porch talking for hours about how hard life had been, how lonely she felt raising a kid who barely looked her way. I told her she deserved someone who actually cared. She put her hand on mine. Fast forward 6 months. We were quietly dating. A year later I moved in. Ryan was off at college, barely visited. And when he did, he never noticed the extra shoes by the door or my jacket hanging next to his mom's until Thanksgiving came around. He walked in, saw me setting the table and laughed. "What, you live here now?" I grinned. Something like that. He didn't get it yet. The next morning at breakfast, Lisa dropped the bomb. "We're engaged." Ryan choked on his coffee, stared at her, then at me. "You're joking." "No," she said. "I love him." His face went pale, then red. He stood up, slammed his chair and screamed, "What the hell is wrong with both of you?" Lisa calmly told him if he couldn't respect her choices, he should leave. He did, stormed out, door slamming so hard the picture frames rattled. We got married the following spring, small ceremony. Just a few friends. Lisa cried. I said my vows without flinching, and just like that I became Ryan's stepfather. I made sure to frame the wedding photo and hang it right in the living room directly above the couch, so the next time Ryan visited, the first thing he saw was me holding his mother's hand, grinning with a gold ring on my finger. His jaw dropped, his fists clenched. He stared at me like he wanted to murder me. "You psycho," he whispered. "Call me Dad," I replied, and winked. He stormed out again. But here's the twist. It stopped being revenge somewhere along the way. Lisa wasn't a tool. She became my person, my home, my family. The one who picked me up when my whole world collapsed. Ryan still hates me. Mia disappeared long ago, but every Christmas I send him a card, signed Love Dad, and every single year I sit by the fireplace sipping coffee, watching the flames, knowing that sometimes the best revenge isn't loud, it isn't violent. Sometimes the best revenge is living rent-free inside someone's head forever.